What's up, my friend? I see you got your Black Panther shirt on.
I was just about to say, I'm seeing Black Panther on us. Oh, look at Miss Alicia going Black Panther on us too.
Oh, yeah, I'm
oh,
yeah?
Yeah, girl, I see you.
I'm for you.
Yeah, I love
that's my protection right there. It's my guard right there.
That's coming through on tonight.
In honor of Black History Month. That's what's up.
D.
Watts.
This is birthday celebration.
Happy birthday. Yeah.
I love it. I love it, Felicia.
Thank you.
Beautiful. I love it.
Yes, today is my birthday.
Happy birthday.
Hey, let me throw some birthdays confetti up here.
Ginger. What's up?
Hey,
hello, guests, Darren and Horace.
How we doing, guys? How we doing?
We're doing good. I guess the question is, how are you doing? It's late where you are, right?
I'm good, man. I'm good. Let me just turn some light on. 1 second.
Oh, yeah, you got good lighting. It looks good. Uh-oh. Okay.
Can you see better there, or is it too much? Is that too much?
You're good. Yeah, you were good. Either way. Yep, either way. All right. My goodness. Well, happy birthday to Miss Alicia on this last night of February. I see. Oh, we are recording. Good. Cool beans. Happy birthday. All right. Well, welcome everybody. It is 7:30 and we are ready to wrap up Tokenization Month. Our efforts have been just kind of spot on. There's been so much stuff going on in the news around tokenization of assets of different types. And this is another one of those real life examples. Tonight, we've got Darren Watson and Horace Jones with us, who will be sharing a little bit about their projects. And Rich, where'd Rich go? Oh, there's Rich. Okay.
I'm here.
Rich,
yeah.
Kind of These are his finds, and we are glad to have them tonight. So welcome everybody, all of our attendees, and let's just jump right in. Rich, you want to introduce your guest?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Welcome everybody from the UK to the USA. We kind of have it's an interesting introduction here today. We're kind of having a British invasion where we have Horace Game Changer Jones in Manchester, England, who I've been collaborating with Breaking Bread, and has a cookbook, and we will be displaying his cover art. We also have Darren Watson. He's actually originally from England, D. Watts Art. So we have a British invasion. I'm originally from Southwest London. I am your host, part co-host, Rich Davis from Southwest London, token mastermind, aspiring to be on NFT, the DeFi. This is our tokenization month. Welcome everybody. And we will start off with Horace, the Game Changer Jones. How are you in the UK at 12:30 a.m. on the 25th? We're speaking to you from the past. You're in the future. What is going on?
I'm good. I just want to say thank you for having me on the show. And before I even start this, I want to say thank you to Richard, because certain things probably wouldn't have been in play without Richard himself. So I want to big shout out to Richard for making this opportunity to be available at the minute. So thank you. I'm Horace Jones, the Game Changer. This is your game-changing moment. It only takes a moment to change the game. So what's been going on right now? We've been digging deep and putting this project together. And this is my first project of understanding what NFT is and thinking, yeah, this is the way forward for me right now. And just putting things together for the public and putting it out there. And it's definitely been exciting. And as the weeks gone on and the months, as the day came, quicker and faster, it was just like, in one way, I couldn't wait for it to happen. But now it's happened. It's like it's that totally different feeling, because NFTs for me is a totally different new ball game. But as I've been looking into it, sorry.
I was just going to say, Horace, what turned you on to this? I know Rich has likely been in your ear, but what pushed you over the edge in understanding what non-fungible tokens meant and how you could fit in with this.
Well, I think for me, it was a platform that that could open up doors in opportunities where I think maybe normal mainstream couldn't open up. Also, you could have a better platform to where a lot of people could see what you're creating. And also, I think what got to me the most was having something where you could do it once, and once somebody basically bought your product and they sold it on again, you could constantly receive income. And I thought that there could be life-changing money. It could be opportunities. And I just feel as if like the way the future's going, it's good to kind of jump on these things as soon as you can rather than later. So for me, it's just like, I think what Richard's been speaking about NFTs from about, I don't know, about October, maybe even sooner than. So, you know, I started looking into it, started seeing what it's about. And then I realized that I think we've jumped on it at a very good moment, because it's only now that, you know, I wouldn't say half of the world knows what an NFT is. So I think it's a very good opportunity to get into these spaces before it starts blowing off. So that's what kind of attracted me to this, to kind of get into a space before the mass, and be exposed to all the different opportunities that comes with owning your NFT. And just again, just the people, again, it's just a different ball game, absolutely different ball. Because for me, I'm not really a technical whiz. All this kind of future stuff. No, I'm not saying I wasn't interested, but I had no reason to be interested. And once I kind of understood the opportunities that this platform has, like at the minute now, I'm trying to get my daughter to write a storybook. She's 6 years old, and it's like getting her exposed to, I think, a platform where she's the next generation, and if she can get onto this platform before, you know, she's like 10, 12, it means that she's way ahead of the ball game. And for me, I'm what you call an entrepreneur, so I'm always looking for spaces where I can develop myself and I can meet new people. So I think NFTs was a massive step, and also it comes with the future. So I think these are the things. If you want to keep in what's going on, I think you kind of have to get in with these new things that's going on, and just learn as you go along. So the concept of that, the NFTs, the non-fundable tokens. First of all, I was like, what does that mean, non-fundable? Like, what does that mean? Like, you know, what is it all about? And then as Richard explained it more, and I started doing my own research.
Yeah. I
thought, okay, wow. And it was just amazing where you could put something on there and the world could see your project, rather than, say, for example, I know like you could use Facebook and whatnot, but I think the platform opens up to so many different individuals. So that's one of the things that attracted me to the platform.
Oh, that's good. That's good. Let's see. So what's the future of your project here? So you have your cookbook right on your, you know, out there as an NFT. What's next?
Well, to be honest, this is what you call a game-changing moment, because we're now thinking about between now and the end of the year, we're going to bring out another 2 more books. Then we're looking to bring out the autobiography. Then from there, we're looking to go down the channel of making a cartoon and putting all that on the NFT. Also trying to get out a soundtrack, putting it on NFT. And it's just, for me, a year ago, I couldn't see myself doing this. A year ago, I just thought, you know, it's the ideas that I had, I felt as like it was impossible to get it out. And with the help of Richard, it just seems to be coming alive. And now it started. We can now see how many different avenues that we could take this one opportunity because of this platform. So again, like I was saying to Richard, I have so many people that have ideas and that have a lot of things, but I think for some of our younger people, it's about believing it. So I feel as if like I'm the first prototype. You know, it's like once it works for me, it's like it's going to open up a floodgate of other people having this opportunity to start using this mainstream link to expose themselves. So it's just like, for me, it's just a massive thing to just start now and to introduce a lot of young people onto it. We were even speaking about getting a virtual youth club, and then that just opens another floodgates of young people to get into these industries, because I think for my community, a lot of these kids are way behind when it comes to technology. So if I can start introducing stuff like this to my community and to other communities, it just means that it's a totally different, you know, ball game for these young people to access this. So for me, there is no ending now. The first thing was to basically start off, and we've done that. We've started. As Richard says, the first one recipe is on there today. By the 12th of March, the whole book is going to be up there for everyone to see. And then, like I said, from there was absolutely no stopping us from there. There is, like, I don't think, like I said, I could actually say to you, okay, this is one thing that we're going to concentrate. We're going to look at open up the floodgates and just taking full opportunity of the situation that we see for us. Absolutely.
Yeah, we had some good news today about the company. What was that?
Oh, you said when you said to me about basically where we're going to put the book, was that the conversation? Which conversation?
Oh no, from Barrington. The news from Barrington.
Okay, yeah, we got the go ahead for the company. Game Changer Breaking Bread to so we're now up and running now. So now we have a charity, which is the CIC, and it's about, again, introducing young people to stuff like this, what we're doing, again, helping the community. And again, just pushing out what we do, the positive stuff that we do on a day-to-day basis. So now we're going to try to have funding where we can help a lot more people who probably don't have the opportunity to know about these platforms or to get the opportunities that we've stumbled upon. So definitely, today has just been a wonderful thing for me. Absolutely, it's just like good news after good news after good news after good news, and it's just like wow, you know what I mean? Yeah. But like I said,
congratulations.
I think again we've got Richard. Sorry, go on.
Oh no, I was just going to say congratulations, and my goodness. And my understanding that you have a I didn't want to miss what you were saying. Did you say you're working on something that works with kids now with this?
Yeah, at the minute, like my main job is that I work with kids with challenging behavior. So you got like autism, you got ADHD, you got behavioral issues, and some of these parents are very when it comes to like money, they're very low. So it's like I want to develop programs where these families can now like go away, they can get out of their community. Things like showing them about proper diet. Because I think the reason why I kind of done this cookbook was one of the main things. Like my mum has diabetes, my sister has diabetes. So I think things like that, when it comes into like the Black community, diabetes is one of the massive things that's basically, you know, it's killing our people on a massive rate. So I grew up eating like, you know, the meat with like your chicken seasoning, your curry powder, your black pepper, your salt, you know, your 15 different flavors of seasoning on the meat, you know. So
making me hungry.
I still love that.
So
I was like, making me hungry.
So the thing for me was kind of like it was just educating our people on like using natural herbs and going back to natural spices and trying to come away from all these, you know, these 15 different seasonings that we put on our chicken. And again, just educating our people on our diet is, especially when we get to a certain age, because I feel as if like, you know, from your 10 to your 20 to your 30, you know, I think you can kind of like eat what you want. You know, you can kind of do what you want. But I start thinking when you get to like your 40s, that's when, you know, it's a totally different game changer. I think your diet has to be changed, your mindset has to be changed, the way you carry yourself has to change. So that's why the book has, you know, it's got a bit of motivational stuff in there. It's got fitness in there. It's got food, so it covers all three angles where I feel as if like our people lacking. So it's just again just going over these things that we kind of already know, but just putting it in your face again and just giving opportunities to understand. Like one of the biggest things I think that we don't do as people, we don't do our research. We kind of like we take on board what people say without investigating it. And it's like I says, my mum's got diabetes, my sister's got diabetes, and I think my other sister's got. So that's 3 generations of people that's got diabetes. And it's like, wow, I'm next in line, you know, when I'm thinking to myself, you know, I'm a person where, you know, I take a tablet today, tomorrow I forgot to take it. So I thought I can't get myself in that category where I'm going to be on medication for the rest of my life because of my diet or because of the way I'm choose to be carrying myself. So I'm thinking the book was just a main thing to just give people a different insight of just, you know, cooking a bit differently and experimenting. And also, you know, that believe in yourself, giving yourself that self-belief. And again, yeah, a bit of exercise, you know, and these are the things I think these 3 topics is one of the things that we have to introduce into our lives, you know, on a massive scale. So that's what this whole concept of what the game changed about, breaking bread is about. It's just educating people, giving people the information, and also again just bringing people to meet each other one and swap ideas and people to you know, give out their experiences. Like for example, I think the amount of experience that Richard has in his head, it'd be a shame for him to not spread that knowledge, you know. So having a platform where he can now educate other people and share his experiences and share his journey of life, I think it's an amazing thing. So the Breaking Bread is all about having a platform where everyone can share their experiences, share their knowledge, and just give people that bit of uplifting spirit, because I just feel as if like everything around us is so negative. So my main thing is just to 100% just push positive 100%, and along with food as well. You know, that's the whole thing. Like I said, behind Breaking Bread, you know, Richard, you don't understand how much I've got to give thanks to this guy here. As much as I'm probably doing the hands-on, but behind the scenes, like they always say, you know, there's always people behind the scenes that you never know about. And Richard's one of them guys, you know what I mean? He's behind the scenes, but like I says, you know, the logo that you see right here on my t-shirt, this is this idea. He's the one that put it together. The name Breaking Bread as well. We had complications with that when we tried to get the name. The name was already out, so we had to change the spelling. And also the game changer, because of my accent, we had to change the ER to the A. And that was again sitting down with Richard and kind of like saying, okay, then where do we go from here? And this what I'm saying about some of us, we have so much knowledge. And I think when some of us are on a typical journey, we feel as if like we're by ourselves. So it's good when you can find somebody that can share experiences, because like I said, you know, Richard is over the years has probably done graphic designing, he's done getting companies together. So all these things that he's done, it's come natural to him, where for me, it's like I'm walking on foreign ground. Now, I'm like what you call hands-on. So I can cook all day long, I can exercise all day long, I can inspire people, but maybe put it together as a whole, I haven't got a clue. You understand?
I understand that. Yeah.
So this is where, like I said, Richard stepped in, and like I said, from having an idea in my head to now having it on paper to now turn it into an NFT was absolutely, for me, it's incredible. It's absolutely massive, because this old journey, it started off with I was doing fitness, and a friend of mine says, okay, then I can put your stuff and make it look like this instead of it looking like this. And I thought, okay, then all right. So then he says, what else do you do? I said, you know what, yeah, I'm mad in love with cooking. I said, okay then, right, what do you think about doing some recipes for a TV program? I thought, okay then, all right, no problem. I do some cooking for a TV program. And then after that, I had all these recipes, but they were just, nothing was doing with them. They were just left. And then, yeah, I was speaking to Richard, and I think this time we're only speaking about crypto. We were speaking about NFTs, it was about crypto that we first started off with.
That crypto is the gateway drug.
You know what? It is true. That's how we all came together.
That's how I came in.
But from like I said, from the crypto, it kind of got me into looking at other things out there, and I think that, like you said, that was like the that taste in your mouth that you just wanted more and more and more. So when I said, okay, then right, I love my day job, but I'm passionate about things I do, and how can I take what I'm passionate about and put it to the world, but also do something that I know I wouldn't mind getting up every single day and doing.
Yeah.
So when you start speaking about the NFTs and understanding what it's about and how it is, and my biggest thing is it's always like I've always trying to think of how can I create a space for my children so they can have something. You know, if I for example I die tomorrow, how could I leave something behind where I could start saying, okay, then something I've created is bringing constant income. So when I thought about NFTs, I thought, wow, this could be the first start of opportunities where I could set up a certain platform where my kids now can either jump on it or they can inherit something I've started. And like I said, the help that I've had from Richard is absolutely out of this world. I'm not trying to make him have a big massive head, but but I've got to be real. Seriously, I've got because like I said, I think if I would have not met Richard, I would have probably not jumped on crypto so soon, and probably NFTs to me would probably be probably 5 years from now, 4 years from now, 3 years from now. So once he introduced it to me into this, I was like, because even when I first met him, it was like NFTs. I'm like, what the hell is an NFT, mate? Like, what are you on about, NFTs? And it was just like, I couldn't get my head around it. Like, what the hell is? I said, non-fungible tokens. Then I thought, let me do some research. And then I thought, wow. And I think, even though I think it's been out since, I don't know, I think it's been out about 2018. It's been, I don't know how long. It's not. I know it's not been out very long, but I also think that the time frame that we've jumped on this space, I think we jumped in it at a very important time. So it's like,
Absolutely.
Yeah. You gonna ask something, Eric?
Yeah, I do have a question. Are we able to see the product? Are we able to see like some demos of it? Okay, perfect.
Yeah, if you I'm gonna share my screen. I think I can do it. Start for that's it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, nice.
This is the cover to be minted. Sorry, I didn't had trouble minting today, so wow. I just dropped my phone. Yeah.
All right. Look at this superhero. I'm taking notice of the Bitcoin shoe and that Ethereum belt. A little nod to the blockchain.
Blockchain. That's right. That's right.
Tokens. Awesome. That is good. So that's your cover art, and then
yeah.
Nice. Did you use Darren for your cover art, or you went with somebody else?
Oh, that's Horace.
Oh, that's all Horace. Oh, okay. Oh, so you draw too, Horace?
No, I don't draw. I mean,
well,
Richard basically came up with the idea with the Bitcoin on the boots, the Ethereum on the belt. Basically, all I did was smile. That's all I did. You know what I mean?
Immortalized it.
That's awesome. That's awesome. What I love about your project. Oh, go ahead, Eric. I'm sorry.
No, I was going to say, so just so I completely understand it. So this will come then as a digital cookbook, correct?
Yeah.
Correct. Now, what you see is what you see there is the cover art. We actually commissioned another artist, and then there will be things that will be unlocked. Now with NFT, you can have things behind it unlocked. Like Horace was saying, we're gonna have a soundtrack. We have a couple of artists and a producer is ready to do a soundtrack, in addition to have other merchandise in terms of figurines and go into cartoons and such. So what's unlocked behind it is not only music, but actually the actual cookbook itself. So we have a sample of one of the recipes. If I first scroll left, this is the format that we have, and it's all the images inside. As you see, by Vibe Media. Horace was explaining that before. Vibe Media is a Manchester company. Their parent company is Shoot Business, and they like what he was doing with regards to recipes and fitness and motivation. And that'll be unlocked behind the actual artwork. So when you purchase the artwork, you will get all the 15 recipes, and the main subject is food in in volume number 1. As Horace was saying, we're going to have 2 more books. The next 2 books, not necessarily in this order. The main subject will be fitness, and then also the subjects would be food and motivation, and then the third one would be motivation, and the subjects would be food and fitness. Now, as you see, this is the basic format of one recipe. So as you see the next page, carryovers to the next page with regards to food, and then the subjects is fitness. So as you start the book, which will be the first recipe, and just as you start with fitness, you want to start light, especially if you haven't exercised in a while, starting with some stretches, walking, jogging, and some cardio, skipping, and some fun stuff to do also, in addition to motivation, which Horace wrote. Now, Horace has an interesting story. I don't know if he wants to share the story, but I thought it was so incredible that Horace didn't have the education that most have. I don't know if you want to share that, Horace.
Definitely. When I met Richard, I was telling Richard that well, I'm 43. I'm 43 next month. I learned to read when I was 22. So that's when I learned to read. All through school, I couldn't read. I had certain issues. So it was only when I was about 21, 22, started learning to read. I find spelling even a bit difficult now as well. But that's what I've always told Richard. I says, I want to create something that lets everyone know. Doesn't matter what your background is or what demons you might have. You know, all you need is an idea and run with it. And like I said to Richard, like sometimes I don't want it to be perfect. I kind of want it to be in a way where it gives people confidence that, you know, as long as you've got an idea and you've got a phone, you can start from there. And as you grow, it can turn into something beautiful. Like, for example, going back 8, 9, 10, 12 months ago, who would have thought that I'd be making a book? Who would have thought that, you know, the background of the book would look so nice? So my main thing what I'm trying to inspire people is, do not look at basically where you're at now. Look at where you can be and how you're going to get there. So for me, like I said, when I started reading at the age of 22, it was just like, you know, a lot of doors opened up. And that's why I put the inspiring stuff in there of like understanding, like, you know, your journey starts with that single step. And once you make that first move, then the rest of it, I think the hardest move is that first move. So once you make that first move, the rest of it's kind of like, you know, it's like riding a bike. You know, your legs goes round, the other leg goes round before you're moving. So for me, it's just kind of like inspiring people to, you know, dig deep in yourself, and whatever passion you have, just go with it. Just absolutely go with it, because we see people on TV and we're thinking, how they've got there and da. So I always try to have my journey of like, let them see the progress that I have made through my life. And that's why I said to Richard, like, you know, the biography is going to be showing people, like I says, you know, all through school, it was absolutely terrible for me. It was absolutely, I wasn't a bad child. I wanted to learn, but somehow, the way I was taught, it just didn't stay in my head. So them years of school for me, like I said, I won't say it was wasted. It was still an experience. But once I found out how I learned, I started developing very quickly. And this is another thing that I try and show people, that we don't all learn the same way. And the thing is, don't try and be great at everything. You be great at what you are, and then you find people who can do the other stuff that you ain't so great about. So for me, again, it's just a massive passion to get this stuff out there, get it out. Like I says, you know, Horace Jones has made an NFT. It's like, wow, like how you come from over there to over here, you know what I mean? So for me, it's even inspiring to myself, and that's the story. It's just inspiring people to say, listen, do not look at basically what you can't do. Look at what you can do, and like I says, you know, just keep working hard, and before you know it, you know, all them that hard work that you put in will basically start getting you the glory or whatever that you've been aspiring to achieve. So definitely, man, the journey. Go, Rich.
Yeah, I was thinking, because when I heard Horace's story about, you know, his educational background, and didn't learn how to read until he was 22. I had in my mind, it's like, all right, maybe I'll end up co-authoring the book. I was like, no, I'm gonna make sure that he actually writes this book. All I did was when he wrote actually the first part, I was like, wow, you really can write. It just needed a little editing and grammar, what have you, here and there. It wasn't much. You know, he wrote this book.
That's
you know, so kudos to you, Horace.
Thank you very much.
That that is a powerful story that I'm so glad you shared. That was one of the things I was going to say I like about your project, that it's not just a cookbook, but you have a full plan for it that is more than just art. And art is awesome. We're going to be talking about more art, but your goal is to actually put more things on, that are the different types of assets, like the audio piece that you spoke of and all of that. And that really is something we were talking about in another session, of all the types of things that you can tokenize. And that's important. Go ahead.
Oh, you would like to know, I know you're into what is it, virtual reality, right?
I am,
Dr.
yeah.
Actually, we got an offer to build in a virtual reality space too, also. We're trying to connect with somebody. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Well,
So a whole ecosystem we have going on.
Seriously,
Yep.
Future forward all the way around. Awesome.
In addition to virtual land too, also.
Yeah. What were you going to say, Eric?
No, I had a couple of questions. First of all, I was going to say, Horace, from a design principle of intentionally allowing the imperfections to be there, that's amazing. I mean, that is a way that, to me, that would truly connect to a wider range of individuals than you probably even intended to do. I did have a couple of questions too, which I wanted to ask about the NFT itself. One, is this going to be a one-to-one, or are you guys going to mint multiple copies?
Oh, it's going to be multiple copies,
Okay.
Definitely.
Got it.
Yeah. So it's not like, I guess I don't want to say it's like the regular NFTs, because many NFTs, they're quite pricey, what have you. You want to make this available to everybody and then unlock it with all those different pieces behind it too. Also, maybe the next one that we'll upgrade certain things that might have a little bit more price too, also, because when we finally launch it, this is number one. And just like some comic books too, also in terms of that kind of genre, we're gonna have an upgrade to it. So we'll fall into the space where they'll have limited editions to it with regards to the actual cover itself.
Okay, I love it. Other question I had. Which platform are you going to use, or are you going to use the platform itself to go through?
You know what? I was actually between OpenSea and Rarible. I think Rarible might be more user friendly, hence it's not up yet. No shade to OpenSea, but I think Rarible it would have been ready.
I was about to say, yeah, I could see this definitely flourishing on Rarible. It looks amazing. I did have one question that I did want to ask you, for this Horace and Darren, you could even weigh in on this too. Horace, I know you mentioned crypto, but before this, did you ever own any crypto, any Bitcoin or whatever prior to this?
No, before I met Richard, I told Richard, I said, I've got friends that's been into crypto for a very long time, but for some reason they didn't sell it to me enough for me to invest my money. I think I dabbled in it, but didn't know what I was doing. This is going back, probably even 3 years ago, to where I don't even think I've got even have the login details to the one or two crypto that I bought 3-4 years ago. But like I said, when I spoke to Richard, I was having a conversation. Richard's like, cryptocurrency and invest. The same day I had the conversation, the same day I got my phone out and I put my money in there, and I've not looked back since. So this is why I'm a true believer of not being shy about giving people the respect that they need. And I'm saying that 100%. About Richard, I don't think half of this stuff that I have been doing was absolute. And I tell Richard every day, I tell him thank you very much. I say every time, I don't think there's probably a couple of weeks that go by that I don't say thank you, because for me, the thing with me is like, I have a lot of people around me, and it's like, do you know when people look to you for like the light? So far, since I've been into crypto, I think I've made another 10 people get into crypto. You understand? So this is why this NFT space, it's not even about me. It's about me showing people that, yeah, you can do it. So once this prototype is done and they see you can do that, I know I'm going to say, Richard, I've got this person here. So Richard, like I said to Richard doesn't know the magic that he's created. Richard keeps calling me the monster. The monster's as a weight. He's a weight.
The story behind that is like, I've created a monster. It's because, hey, listen, kudos to you, because he really dived in. He's looking at influencers I haven't even seen. It led us to actually finding an influencer that has shown us where we can get into some coins and some tokens before they hit the market too also. So Horace has this thing about it. He's like, hey, listen, you put me in the right direction. You just wind me up. I just go. So I just put in the right direction. I just let it go. So it's all on you. So kudos to you, Horace, to just really dig in and find your space. You know, learn so much. I mean, your learning ability. You just got to tell him once, and he's just off. Yeah. You know.
Well, you know what, Rich? Let's hear from Darren. You just mentioned about how and Horace definitely has sung your praises, and you've mentioned how you reached out to others. So what's going on with Darren's project over here, Darren?
He watched.
Doing, Rich? How's everybody doing?
Quite well.
I'll first like to say to the viewers that are watching, we really appreciate you watching. And when Rich said that the English invasion, it's also important for the viewers to understand what happened in the past, as far as our ancestors being sent to Jamaica, wherever island it was, and after World War II, them needing to build up England, and the people in the islands who were former slaves, the ancestors, they were given a chance to come back to Europe to build it up and also make a better life for themselves. So in that response is how I'm assuming, I know Rich, but I'm not sure about Horace, but that's how I ended up being born in England. So it's just like everybody in the United States, because a lot of people in the States seem to think that, I don't know, if I tell them I'm from England, they might think I got a chip on my shoulder, but I'm like, it's the same story. It's the same story, you know? So, you know, sometimes it's just good to, especially for Black history, that is something that is very important for them to know. Now, in regards to the cryptocurrency and everything, it is totally brand new to me. I don't know what to do with it, but I've been researching it. And even today I was looking at something and it was just telling me that, like, an experience that I had was the bank of mine was charging me $12 a month for an account that I really didn't need. And it was doing it for years. And just in watching the cryptocurrency and watching the blockchain, it explains that we can see where it went wrong and what happened and what's going on. It's the money has moved and it's moved in a different way. Before we used to barter with bread, give me some coins, give me some cows and this, and it just moved. And I'm just learning it now. It's just like when Amazon came out and we wish we would have bought the stocks 3 weeks ago, we wish we bought GameStop. But if this is the move that's coming and we're lucky enough to be cognizant of what's going on and we can just try to figure it out, we don't have to know exactly what's going on, but we need to be knowing that I need to figure this out, because this could be the thing that could change everything for my future generations. Because you don't want it to be, you know how it is. You look back in history, man, why they didn't buy any brownstones in Harlem? What was wrong with it? Why they sell that land on South Beach? You know, like, so we're able to be ahead of the game. And like what Horace was saying, you know, his daughter writing a book at 6, that's what's popping. That's where we need to be at. We need to be, if you see your child has a gift, we need to be trying to, you know, push them in that direction, you know, of where their gift is. But in cryptocurrency, I'm probably like a lot of the viewers watching, I put $50 on it on my Cash App account, and I just left it alone. I look back a few weeks later, it's at 70. I'm like, oh, okay. You know? So I'm just letting it do its thing. I'm not trying to kill myself with it, but I'm just trying to understand it, see what's going on. And I don't want to be the, you ever been on a cruise ship and they told you to be back at 12 and you came back at 12:30 and everybody's looking at me like, you idiot. And they're laughing because I missed out. I can't afford to miss out on any more of these financial waves that are going on. And, because, I don't want to miss out. So, but Rich, just like Horace, man, I told him, I said, look, you want me to do some art? I said, you can be, you're the curator. So you tell me what you want me to, you tell me the individuals to paint, because I usually paint a lot of animals. I do paint people, but when you paint people, my eye don't look like that. Get real particular. So when I pick anybody I want, I don't have to stick to anybody's rules because I'm really because I'm self-taught. A good friend of mine, I don't know if he's even on here now watching, he told me he was, and I think he had to step off for a second, but a good friend of mine, I was lucky enough to, because I used to live in New York, and then when I left New York, I came to Miami, so I've been here for 30 plus years, and I've been lucky enough to run into some great individuals here that have given me the opportunity to paint or show me some of the secrets without having to go to school, because I'm a kind of a firm believer that if I don't have to go to school for it, and I can do it naturally, I'm gonna do it naturally. I'm not gonna spend that money when I don't have to. So basically, right now, I think any viewers, anybody got questions, if you have questions about the art, I can tell you what got us started on it. And I'm still learning on how I'm assuming that just by Horace being in England, I don't know where everybody else is. I'm in Miami. I know, I'm sorry, y'all, but.
D-Watts, you have an interesting story how he came about, because I reached out to you first. You was like, I'm really kind of busy, but then something happened to you while you had to stay in one place, and then you started painting again.
I caught COVID. What happened? Called COVID. I had to survive COVID. I don't even know if that was the story, but COVID was definitely a part of the transformation. But it's what God gave me. It's my gift. I've always been able to draw. It's just my thing. And then once I find my thing, I just stuck to it. If I was supposed to be a brain surgeon, I swear I would have been a brain surgeon. I wish that would have been my gift. Because I would be, but art is sometimes overlooked, But the thing about it is, art is so funny because I live across the street from where the Dolphins play. So last year, the Super Bowl was here. And a cousin of mine in England asked me to get him a t-shirt, right, for the Super Bowl. So I got him the t-shirt and sent it to him. Yesterday, I spoke to him. I said, do you know that you have the last t-shirt pre-COVID from the Super Bowl right out of here in Miami? I don't know what that's worth. And that's the same thing with art. I had no clue that I'll be talking about my art like, yo, that is pre-COVID art. I don't know which way it's going to go. And that's what I guess with the cryptocurrency too. You don't know which way it's going to go. But these paintings mean they have different stories to different people. They have different stories to different people. They have different worth. I had no clue that some of the things that I have now are going to be worth so much. Pictures that I took with famous people that, I can't get those pictures again because they're not going to, when they say no pictures, you're not even going to be mad with them. Or they stuck up, no, COVID came around, that's the excuse, and that's a great excuse. So things that we thought was not that important are so important, So with the artwork, it's a whole nother ball game, It's like you have to really think about it, like, what is important to me? Because they tell a story, they really tell a story, and they're the first storytellers. When you look back in Africa, it was the hieroglyphics, what was going on. They first had to look at the drawings, and some people, you can, it's like, it's of value. Like people may call me, right? And they'll ask me to do it for a painting, or they'll ask me to do a show, and they may not call me back. They don't understand. I'm not offended by that at all. Because when I go in a sneaker store and I say, let me get them number, whatever size, and then I change my mind. I don't get, we don't get mad with the person for it. It's just how art is, It's like I'm flattered that you would even pick up the phone to call me to say, hey, how about that art? And then if you don't want to do it, they sometimes run away and think I'm talking bad about him, but I'm like, no, man, it takes a lot just to even call up and think to even ask me about my art. So there's little, go ahead, Horace.
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna put this out there now. Listen, I want you to draw me.
Yeah, I love it, man, because once just that right there is an honor. Just for him to stop me to say that means a lot to me, you know, and that's art for different artists is different things, but for just that right there, just for him to stop and say that like, yo, that's the honor, that's honor.
Well, listen, I wanted to ask you in particular, how did you make your decisions about which pieces to make into NFTs?
Well, actually, that was Rich. I told Rich, you be the curator and you pick the individuals. Because I tell you right now, and I'm going to be honest, Camilla Harris, I used to give her a hard time. I don't like people just to like people like everybody else is liking somebody. I can't, it's just not my style. I first was like, But then lo and behold, the first person he asked me to paint was Camilla Harris. I said, what? Kamala, you what? Then I started studying Kamala. Then I started reading up on her and checking her out. Next thing you know, I had a crush on her. I was like, what's going on here, man? You know, but when you start, what happens when you become an artist, you become a historian. You start researching their past. You start researching what they do, and you start researching what offends them, what they like, what they don't like, how they are with their stepchildren, how they are with their husband, where they met their husband in law school, how they went to Howard, how this, that, and the other. And then you find out, like, I didn't know Bozeman went to Howard also, so that's the connection with them two. You know what I'm saying? Then we got Camilla and we got Amanda, same day. That's the same day type thing. You know what I'm saying? It's powerful stuff going on. Then we got our brothers that we lost, you know, at the bottom, you know? Then we got a billionaire over here, you know? And Rich is the one that said, I want you to put a hint of color in them. And it really wasn't until this morning that I actually finished putting the hint of color, because I spoke to him one night and I thought everything was good, but he was asleep. And you know, when you call your mom and you say, can you go outside and play? And she said, go ahead, don't worry about it. Then you come in and she's like, you know, I told you not to go outside. You know, I was going to do that. Well, Rich said, I don't have to do it. So I didn't do it. But this morning we talked early, like 5, and I said, all right, Rich, hang up. I'm going to go and do it. So I can tell you, like on Kobe right here, he's got this yellow right here. His Mamba mentality. That's with the, he has a quote, a strong quote he talked about with haters and life and how, you know, you have to feed off of that sometimes, you know. And he talked very passionate in this quote about it. I didn't recite the quote, but it was very passionate about it. Then you know, we had Nipsey Hussle, and you know, the gentleman there, you know, he was on his way, he was doing his thing, and he was into cryptocurrency. So that's how Rich, I believe, came up with picking him. And then I started seeing how much he was into cryptocurrency and what he was about to be doing. And then it made me, all right, let me research it some more. And then, you know, we had Chadwick Boseman and Black Panther. He was great. But the thing that really, when I saw him in Ma Rainey's Bottom,
Black Bottom,
his character took me, there was the night and day. And that's when I see an actor. I really look at the content. I really look at how you're playing this thing out, you know? And then I didn't get to see when he played Jackie Robinson with 42, and I forgot he did James Brown. Like, so we lost a serious individual, but when I do art, you become a historian. And then the black and white theme, I'll show you a painting, and I'll tell you about the black and white painting. So this was Mahalia Jackson, right? And this was one of the first black and white paintings that I well, not one of the first, but one that Rich saw, and that's what got him triggered on. Yo, let's do a whole thing.
I sent it right to Dr. Keisha. I was like, look at this.
And I told Rich, I said, Rich, the story behind this painting was that I did it off a card that I had. For years I had this card, but I didn't realize until I didn't realize the card could open it up. And it was a sympathy card for my brother that had passed. And Rich is one of those individuals that knew him from 1988. So like it became, he saw how important it was and what it was. And so from that is how we just did the black and white theme. And plus you just need black and white paint, and I don't have to get all these different colors and everything. So we did the black and white and then just popped one color in it. So I don't know if you guys have any other questions about it or anything, or anything else dealing with art, or.
You know what? I do just have one comment though that I just want to make, Darren. This is you and the Horace. You know, the prevailing thesis right now in the crypto is that there are people that are coming in via NFTs and crypto art that are entering into crypto that never cared about crypto before that, and that this will be the way that a lot of the change in a lot of the mass adoption will happen. You know, Darren, you just talked about your banking sector, and you thinking about the different applications over how crypto can then address that. You know, most of the time people thought, well, you know, and granted, there's a lot of people that come in due to the, you know, the rapid price appreciation and that sort of thing. But people now are beginning to wrap their heads around and say, you know what, I think it's actually going to be NFTs that allow a huge amount of people to come in. And as they come in, then they will then start looking and finding out the other applications, and they'll start taking part in those. So this is amazing hearing you talk about that.
So
Okay,
I'm going to ask the question as a
that.
person who's, oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, I was going to say, this is because the topic here was everyday uses. And the true aspect of that is that not everybody uses things in the different, you know, in the same exact way. There's a multiplicity of things across the table. And again, this is why we talk about the blockchain being the infrastructure that can spawn all of these applications. You didn't have to know about cryptocurrency to do tokenization. You don't need to know that part. You can pick your lane. This is a 5-lane highway. Get on where you want to get on. Do what you want to do. And you can cross lanes if you want to, but if you don't, that's fine too. Right. I think that's the most pivotal thing that we need to talk about in the sense of how we connect these things. You don't need to be an expert. Darren, you're an artist.
Right.
There's nothing, like you said, you don't need to have a piece of paper to tell you you're an artist, and you're a very good artist. That in itself imbues you to do exactly what you want to do, how you want to do it. You just need some technology to support that if you choose to.
Right.
Or it's the same thing. You want to be an author, you want to connect people, you want to give information and disseminate that. Again, technology is supplemental to the things that you want to do, but you have to have something you want to do. It's not tech for tech's sake. And I think listening to these stories tonight is very phenomenal, but that's, like I said, to me, it's just the undercurrent is what's supporting you. How do we support you? Rich is your support system, and he too is using something to support him in supporting you. And I think that's the thing that brings it all together, is that infrastructure is very important, but it's also very massive in what it has the capacity to do.
So to an artist that's out there and they're saying to themselves, all right, I want to get into this cryptocurrency world. I want to get into what's going on. What would be one of the first things they should be doing in order to get it into that, okay, now it's on that? Rich has told me 1,000 times, mind you. Now, let me tell you, I'm one of those people, it's in, and I don't mean to purposely forget it, but my memory just like, what? Like I have to find something for it to soak into, for it to grab. And I'm like, okay, that's what they're talking about. You know, so forgive me if, and I'm like Horace, I learned my own special way, you know, and people may tell me how to fade this and blend this. And I'm like, I don't need to go that route because I know how to get there this way that works best for me. So if there are a way in which someone can say, okay, because you're telling me that there are platforms and things that you would purchase, or not purchase, but some type of machinery you would need, or some type of way to enter this, what is it that you do to, all right?
Yeah, the blockchain is, like I said, that's the ubiquitous part. You don't need to know that. That's the perfect thing. You need to know that you have this art. You want to figure out, like, where's my best vehicle by which to get my audience? And you can do that just because you would be doing that for a business purpose. And then you find somebody like Rich or a consultant to say, okay, you know what? We can do this from a digital perspective. If you want, like I said, just like if you're going down the street and you say, hey, I want to be in that art gallery, you talk to that art gallery owner. But in the digital world, you need a digital person to help you kind of get to that point. And they're merging. I said, we talked about this in Monday's kind of session, where now the world can be multifaceted. You have layers of this because you have real reality and you have these undercurrent realities, which, like I said, you could be in the metaverse right now with your same piece of artwork. And you can live in two different places. You can have a physical copy, you can have a digital copy. They could be the same or they can be totally different, but they're all your art. And that's what I'm saying. It could live in these different places simultaneously and different places.
Yeah, and it's great the way how it can have so many layers, and you can create so many different things with the artist, with the artwork itself. For example, I'm gonna share my screen, what I did to try and encompass all his artwork all at once and get creative with that. Is actually made a collage of all his pieces together. So I got creative with that. This would be a limited piece we have as a collage, all of the pieces together. And in addition to authenticating it and actually having the physical pieces when it's uploaded to a wearable to unlock the certification. Even we're looking at putting a chip with it to also as he is learning, I'm learning to also how to authenticate with physical pieces with the digital artwork to go with each other. So here's an individual piece with all the collection together as a collage.
Nice. And I want to kind of go back to what Darren was kind of asking about the technology. We really are looking at blockchain technology because of what it's able to give that's unique. And, that'll be that enhanced security and the fact that we'd be able to trace your artwork back to you. It'd be your original author. Transparency about that, eventually really reduce cost, is one of the benefits, and, efficiency by taking out those middlemen. A lot of times, like you were mentioning about your bank situation, we're familiar with Cash App, but Cash App has the bank still in the middle. But if we're talking like doing cryptocurrency, we're peer-to-peer with the tech in the middle. So just understanding really of what the benefits are. And as what Talisha was saying, it's really solving a problem and then understanding whether a blockchain solution really is applicable, because you really have to, again, understand what the benefits are and the features of blockchain that are different from a database. In that whenever you have information that it needs to be shared with multiple people, they need to have the same information. You could potentially have a blockchain solution. There's probably more that you need to have too, Talisha, right?
There's some of the other pieces. We had, I think our demo with Mango Farm was a really great example of proof of authenticity is going to be your major concern, because you want to make sure that it's you, no one's counterfeiting what you have made, and that it's also going to the right person. And so that transaction needs to be very, monitored very closely. And that's really can be done in a multiplicity of ways. It just is best served in this format. And so that's why the NFT becomes really important, because not only can I give you my art, I can give you all the things, and we call that metadata. I can give you the proof of authenticity. I can tell you the story, like Horace, he can give you a little snippet of why he chose that, what his story is, all along with it. So that becomes a unit. You're giving a person not only just a piece of art, you're giving them an experience. And that's what people are looking for. And that can all be encapsulated in these NFTs. And that's why they're more powerful than just saying, hey, I'm just selling you a piece of art. Here it is. I don't know, the person could say, I don't know if he did it or not. I don't know why'd you do it. They want that experience. And this is the way that technology enables that experience to be had and authenticated and proven, because that's where you want, making sure that this is not fraudulent in any way.
And what's great too also for the artists I see with in this space is that they can earn a lot more, not just only in perpetuity with on the secondary market if the pieces are actually resold from the initial owner, is that in traditional art galleries, it's usually a 60-40 split, which is 60 to the actual gallery itself for curating, storing, and many other things. And but in this way, it's somewhere in the range of the artist will get like 90% of the revenue. So that's an incredible thing for artists.
I also think of like when people have means, like your art not only lives in the space that you created, but somebody does something else with it. This is the way to actually monetize something that couldn't be monetized before. So somebody takes a shot of that, you know, that montage that you put up there, that's still your art, but they made a meme of it and now it goes viral. Every time that meme gets hit, you get a cut. You could put that in there for that purpose. So not only can you just make the art, if something happens and then becomes collaborative with your art, maybe that's shown in a book or shown in a movie, you get royalties now. That's the difference, where before it couldn't be captured because there was no, like, somebody sitting there like, oh, is that your artwork? How do I validate that that's your artwork? All of these things become possible in the digitization portion because now they can be captured. We can snapshot. I can see, yep, you were on Instagram and it was here. Even if they take it away, it was there for a point in time. And at that point in time, that's where the monetization, it can be directed back to you.
All right. Well, guys, I wanted, go ahead, Eric. I'm going to wrap it up, but I'll let you be.
No, like, I want to do quick,
last comments.
And the only thing I want to say is because we are in such an emerging marketplace, in a brand new marketplace, which is actually becoming a pretty much almost like a new economy. The opportunities are, you know, really much easier for you to go very vertical a lot quicker than you would. Like, for everyone knows, you know, that the art scene pretty much can be very stuffy and that sort of thing, where now people are, you know, much more open. Like, you can get into these Discord groups using your social media and, you know, converse and follow other artists and have connections with them. And as you do that, you then begin to put yourself in the middle of these conversations. I've been in Clubhouse discussions with Rich, you know, and that sort of thing. Yeah, and as you do this, like, you'll find yourself really accelerating in NFTs, where you start building up these followings much quicker than you probably ever even imagined. For sure.
Right. Tremendous. Yep.
All right. Anybody have final words as we wrap up tonight? I appreciate you guys' projects. You just really kept it real, which was exactly the title for tonight. You know, I love the stories. That's what sells everything now. And we are just taking this future forward. And it's, you know, us in full power. I love it. I love it. You know, sharing our truths and not just, you know, doing it for us, but for our future, our family. That theme just kept running through here for the community at large. And that's what we're all about. We're here for each other, you know, in this new space as we all learn together. And let's put some real value out in the world, which we are absolutely doing. And let's get paid for it this time. So we do that anyway, right?
Thank you very much, gentlemen, for sharing your works of art and your story. Thank you very much.
Absolutely. Thank you for your time. And because I don't think we have any questions in the chat or anything. We were getting those answered as we went along. So, yep. Thank you guys so much for your time. Thanks everybody for sharing and spending your time with us. And you can go on and back to sleep there, Horace. Good
night, everyone.
Thanks so much for your time. Good night, everybody.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.